everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to share a LAO steak recipe with you today using Lee Kum Kee's premium oyster sauce. Oyster sauce is an all-purpose seasoning sauce that packs an umami punch. Although it's made from oyster extracts, it tastes nothing like it. It's sweet and salty and adds an incredible amount of flavor to anything you add it to. What makes a LAO steak unique is the marinade. We like to combine oyster sauce with a little bit of fish sauce, salt, pepper, sugar, garlic, sometimes lemongrass. For best results, I recommend marinating your steaks the night before. The longer it marinates, the better the flavor will be. I'm using New York strips, which I had the butcher cut into 1 1/4 inch thickness. My steaks are a little over 1 pound each. Another thing that you can ask the butcher to do is trim the fat cap. I had them trim just a little bit off the ends for me here just because it was a little too thick for my liking, but this is normally how I buy my steaks. As I was saying before, the longer you can marinate the steak, the better. I like to do this in a zip top bag because easy cleanup. In a small bowl, add Lee Kum Kee's premium oyster sauce, brown sugar, which naturally has more molasses, so it's going to help with achieving a deeper color. Garlic powder. Since we are doing this on the stovetop, I recommend using the powder instead of fresh just because it can burn pretty quickly. Kosher salt. Fish sauce. Fresh cracked black pepper. And that's it, stir to combine. This marinade is also great on pork or chicken. Add it to your zip top bag and then massage all of that deliciousness into the meat. Set it onto a plate and then pop it into the refrigerator to marinate overnight. If you live in an apartment or condo like I do and don't have access to a grill, I found that the most consistent method to cooking a steak is doing a reverse sear. A reverse sear cooking technique starts low and slow in the oven and then finishes off on the pan. The steak has been marinating overnight, and we're gonna let it come to room temperature for about 30 minutes. While this is doing its thing, preheat your oven to 275 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're gonna talk about a couple tools that you'll need. Tongs for sure, and then an accurate thermometer, and then a cast iron skillet. This is what I'm using. This is going to give you a higher level of heat to really ensure that you get that nice browning and sear on your steak. Place steak in the oven and set your timer for 30 minutes. Every oven is a little different, so that's why it's important to use a thermometer to check the temperature to your desired doneness. I'm cooking my steak to a medium rare, so I'll be pulling this out at 115. Keep in mind that once the steak is cooked on the stovetop, it is going to increase the temperature by 10 degrees. Add a teaspoon of oil to your pan and bring it up to high heat. This is what your steak should look like coming out of the oven. It kind of has this aged reddish brown color to it. The marinade has settled really nicely into the meat and it's going to caramelize perfectly in the pan. When your pan is smoking, it's ready to go. Make sure you have your tongs, an oven mitt, and a serving platter nearby. Carefully lay your steak in the pan away from you. Gently press the steak down with your tongs. We want full contact with this pan. I'm going to be searing this side for 1.5 minutes, flipping it over and searing for another 1.5 minutes. Repeat the same process on this side by gently pressing down the steak with the tongs. I really wish you guys could smell this. All of the flavors from the marinade are just exploding out of the pan. Last but not least, we're going to brown the fat cap. With a reverse sear, because your steak has already been cooked to the desired internal temperature, you don't need to let it rest, which means you can slice and eat. I mean, a home-cooked steak really doesn't get better than this. Deep brown crust on the outside and beautifully pink on the inside. Juicy too. A LAO meal is not complete without sticky rice and hot sauce. So I have some here. In case you're not familiar with this, this is a LAO staple. We have it with every meal and we eat it with our hands. It's a glutinous rice. Pick up the steak with the rice and then you can dip it into hot sauce. I have two different ones here. I have tutorials for both of those as well. Grab some sticky rice. You guys give this steak a try. As always, the recipe will be in the description box below. Thank you to my friends at Lee Kum Kee for sponsoring this video. The recipe will also be shared on their website. I'll see you guys in another tutorial. Bye! I'm going to show you how to use the other sauce, which is like a salsa. There's a piece that I haven't finished yet. You just put it right on top. The tomato in there, the pickled garlic. You have to try this. There's two pieces dangling there.